Welcome to the Hall of Fame Club podcast, now with Season 2 flavoring. Still your local source for the 2025 Philly season. And now your hosts, Chris, JV, and Keith.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, May 13th, 2025, and it's time for a new Hall of Fame Club podcast. Tonight, we recap the Guardians and Rays series, discuss the cards, and preview the 10-game charity event coming up over the next week or so. Are we ready for Schwarberfest? Is this how we Bomer? And Rangers back with mixed results. And big news coming out of the Hall of Fame. All that and more on Season 2 of Episode 9 of the Hall of Fame Club podcast. And guess what? We had the right video this week. Gentlemen, how you doing?
I'm better that the video was correct.
Shut the fuck up one goddamn time. Like, grow up. Maybe you should have not had a bad day and logged on and did your job. I don't know.
Speaking of which, Eric, how you doing, bud?
I am good, fellas. How are you guys? I can see nothing's changed between you and Chris. I see that.
Nah, he's a scumbag. He doesn't even know.
He's a fucking piece of shit himself. He knows.
Scumbag. Yeah, so...
No, you're a scumbag. No, you're a scumbag.
So we are officially in rain delay, postponement, doubleheader tomorrow. They're going to finish out the Guardian series, the St. Louis card series tomorrow. I'm assuming they're still going to do Luzardo Nola. Is there any plan to flip that?
Nah, their website was still saying that Luzardo is starting off the doubleheader, and then Nola's looking to bounce back or continue his hot streak against the Cards. So
that's tomorrow. Like 105 game tomorrow. 6:10 is the second game.
Yeah,
6:15. Yeah,
6:15.
I mean, it would have been nice because we're going to the game tomorrow. I mean, I guess it would have been nice if Nola pitched, because maybe we would have a shot at one of his home run balls getting hit up to us. But I'm glad we get to see Luzardo.
I'm looking at and I don't know if you guys see this. And we're gonna kind of preview it. You know, we have a 10-game win streak coming up, right? We have a scheduled 10-game win streak. Yeah,
must be nice to get those.
Yeah, it looks exciting. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but we're calling it here first on the Hall of Fame Club. We are gonna have our 10-game win streak start on Friday, I believe. Is that right?
Yep, that game starts on Friday. They're off on Thursday. As of right now, you know, with this weather, they might push them back a day. I don't know what the Cardinals' schedule is looking like, if they can stick around a day or not. But
yeah, I mean, the Phillies have an off day Thursday, so
yeah, and I think I believe St. Louis is traveling, so that would probably be a postponement, and even if it matters. I mean, I don't even know if we play them again this year. I think we only have.
I don't know. It's so weird that with this whole play everybody, there's some that are just a single series that you're playing against these teams, and then other ones you're playing them twice.
Well, we played them earlier in the season, so they might have had, like, again, I think we might have had our 2 series against them for the year. Didn't we play them in April?
It was definitely early, yeah.
Yeah, we played them in April. I think they took that series in April, if I'm not mistaken. So, I believe Wheeler got. That's when the Wheeler produced for Wheeler. He's 7-0 shutout, if I remember correctly.
Probably.
Anyway, it's all fine. I mean, like, we're gonna get these postponements. You're gonna get I'm actually shocked it took until this long. Now, we did get screwed earlier this season out of a rain delay, didn't we?
Yeah, when Bryson Stott decided to attack a Braves usher and hit her with 4 foul balls.
Straight at her at 1 o'clock in the morning or something. Yeah, Jesus. What do you got for us, JV?
Nothing too exciting in the world of transactions. I mean, just a couple of minor league signings. Jose Ruiz was placed on the 15-day IL, retroactive back to May 1st. Other than that, you had Marsh and Suarez come back off of their injury stints. And like I said, Ranger had a rough first start and then seemed to settle down the second start. And it looked like the Ranger of old. So that's always a good thing. Marsh coming back looking like he actually learned something, how to hit left-handed pitching down there. So
The Ranger had a no decision the first one, right?
No, he did not.
no,
have a
he got
decision.
lit up in the first one.
I thought he had a no decision.
He got lit up like he was Jordan Romano in April. Are we just not going to acknowledge that we have a guest on the show?
I already said hello to him. I tried to.
And I said hello back.
Right.
Hey,
All right. Well,
so for those that don't know, this is Eric. He's the co-host of the Philly podcast with Chris, where they have all your news about the Eagles, which I know tomorrow you got your schedule release party going on.
not a
Yes,
party.
we do.
Yes.
Worst kept secret in the NFL.
Worst.
Right. It was
Yeah.
leaked schedules.
Yes, exactly. Leaked.
Yeah, but Ranger came back. Finally had one good outing. I can't wait for him to blow up in his next outing. Taiwan Walker came out. He had a 3-inning save the other night. He had 7 strikeouts out of 9 batters. So I know our debate last week was about, having him, having Taiwan Walker in the bullpen and giving Ranger Suarez the benefit of the doubt when they both ended 2024 season shitty. Like, they were both awful.
Taiwan didn't just end it. He started and had a middle that was shitty last year. That was my problem, and that was my statement for last year. Ranger at least showed you in the last 2 seasons that overall
injury-prone?
he could be good.
That he's injury prone? Cool. Okay.
I think if anything, he's
But
showing
when he's in
you.
there, he's effective for
So
most
for 5
games,
innings.
most games.
I'll
5 innings.
take
5
both of your
innings.
statements and I'll make a correct one. And Eric, help me out here because these guys
Here
do
we
this
go.
all the time. But the correct statement is Ranger has 100 inning cap per season, and you can't exceed it. And you should know what you're getting with him, and that should be it. And you shouldn't expect more. You shouldn't expect less.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I
do, I
think
agree with
it's
that.
okay to admit he has sort of a pitching limit, right? And it's okay to say that, but like to assume that he's ever going to be an ace somewhere is ridiculous.
Well, this
Right,
is
and
what
I think
his
that's what we learned
second.
last year.
This is what his second year as a full-time starter. His
Well,
fourth.
he was on an injury last year, right?
He got hurt last year. He got hurt the year before.
The year before was the World Baseball Classic, right?
He was hurt the year 2022 before he came back.
Right.
Wasn't he a bullpen guy in 22?
He was a bullpen guy in 22. He did get
Yeah,
start.
he
He
was.
gets starts
23,
later
he
in the
started
season.
getting the starts.
Yeah. So yes, I'm going with both of your statements are actually correct. They're both correct. You just need to tie them together into an actual valid statement that he's not going to get you 125. He's not a horse. He's not a workhorse. He is very methodical. He is extremely. You get what you get out of him. You shouldn't get upset. You really shouldn't. But he's a number 3. It's okay. He's a number 3 or 4. He's never an ace, and he's not an ace on any team in the league. I want people to admit that.
He started 29 games, 22 games, 27 games. He became a full-time starter in 2022.
So yep.
Okay.
So,
I thought it was more on the bullpen side of 22, but
He was in the playoffs. He came out in the bullpen.
Ah.
And he
Right, when they went
faced-
to
that was
four-man-
the
four-man,
playoffs where Taiwan wasn't even on the roster, right?
Mhm.
Just so
No,
we're
he-
clear. And that's the guy you wanted starting, the guy that couldn't make the playoff roster.
3
Okay.
years ago? What are you talking about?
He was on the roster. He didn't get pitching time.
Oh, okay. He was on the roster.
He was the bat boy.
Right.
Well, that's also when he got his. Remember, isn't that when he ate like 150 innings that season?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how he got his contract. Like we're all forgetting you're trying to knock him, but that's what got him. We're stuck for another 36 million over 2 years. So like, at the same time, like you're all like he didn't get a spot, but the whole team ate shit in 22. So in the World Series. Is it what did they do for? You said Ruiz went.
Luis. Oh my God, I just lost.
Jose Ruiz went on the IL. Yeah. He went on the IL to bring up Ranger Suarez.
Correct. What's the next move after that?
The other one was a minor league signing.
No,
first
I'm
baseman.
sorry. Once Ruiz is fine, what's the move there? Who's the move? I'm assuming you're looking at someone like what's his face? Is it
probably
Tanner?
Wilson?
Isn't it Tanner? Is Tanner still up? Tanner Banks?
Tanner Banks?
Yeah. I'm assuming
he probably doesn't have any options left.
Do you know who needs to be up and who needs to be down?
Go ahead. I mean, I know you're gonna say Painter, but go ahead.
And it fucking irritates me.
Painter, and I'm assuming you're talking
about Rafael Marcon can't hit a fucking ball.
Oh shit! Is that what you're calling? You're not even giving him respect. You're giving him Marcon.
The thing, like, you can't even.
You
can't just send him down because he's out of options, isn't he?
No.
Correct.
Or was he at one left?
No.
I thought Stubbs had one, and that's why they sent him down.
Stubbs has 0.
Stubbs 0. Marchand has 1.
What I'm saying, I thought they came in with Stubbs having 1, Marchand having 0. So that's why they sent Stubbs down and used that last option left.
This is great. Tyler, I love you, you son of a bitch. Get to the real news.
Sixers are back where? Backyard?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you can do with Marchand because he fucking stinks. Yeah, the Sixers are back. Where are they back to? Like, Cools are going to get Ace Bailey. And I can't wait for Ace Bailey to not play next year. It's going to happen.
Marchand, just for reference, I just make sure I wanted to look at it. He's hitting a 337 OPS.
For anybody who doesn't, in the StatCast there, that's not good.
Nah. OPSs are usually in the 600-700 range.
So we got Larry checking in. What's up, bud? Marchand is out of options, so that is and it was 1, right? And so we all kind of were supporting that because we want. You have to realize Marchand is the future of where the direction you were going with that position. But it's disappointing to say the least, right? To see his.
Yeah, because you're seeing the catcher in LA flourish for the Angels. I mean, granted, the Angels are a bad team, but you traded him essentially for Brandon Marsh, who had a good playoff run for us in 22. And like I said, if we would have won the World Series, I wouldn't care so much. But we didn't win the World Series.
Angels are terrible.
The thing is, at this point, what the league has seen from Marchand too, you're not going to get anything in value for him. You might be able to sell him for cash, but he's probably going to have to be DFA'd and let go to either bring up Stubbs or sign somebody. I don't know if there's any free agent catchers out there that could be a backup, but
there's a couple of guys that they were, looking at. There's a couple of third stringer catchers out there that you can talk to, but you're just, what are you doing? It's not the correct replacement. You're looking for future depth in that position. You don't have it.
Yeah, and like I said, the guy in Anaheim's batting .264 with 9 home runs, 18 RBIs, 13 runs. Now, he does have 44 strikeouts to 6 walks, which is not a good walk to strikeout ratio. Holy shit! Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
Eric, when you're watching Marchand and JT, and are the differences stark to you in terms of the let's talk defense. Like Offense, we can see the difference. There's no. Do you like the way Marshawn catches? Let's start there.
Defensively, I still give the nod to JT. JT is still one of the top defensive catchers in the game.
He is.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, the other day he threw a guy out. I think that they clocked the ball at like 85 miles an hour from the time he popped up to throw to second. It was 85 miles an hour. So I mean, I don't know where Marshawn is at with his defense.
He's not
I
there.
think he's still. No, he's not. No, he's not there. He's not that. He's not JT's defense. He's not that. But I have seen from the games I've watched that he's played, he's getting better at calling games, which I think is going to be the most important thing when they do this if they transition him in, like if he's even here. But the more games he calls and the better he gets at it, it's kind of like a Ruiz situation. You know, he was great at calling games. He wasn't the greatest at hitting, but you want someone that's good at calling games and has good defense. And I think he's getting there.
I mean, listen, I don't know. I mean, listen, I'll give you a stat. You know, JT has hit into 9 double plays. He's got 9 extra base hits, and he's thrown out 9 base runners.
999 challenge coming up this summer.
Yeah,
and Larry's right. Larry's right. He is the backup catcher, but he's also the backup catcher with the belief.
He's expected to be the future.
Correct. The belief.
Yeah.
And listen, JT is not. He's not a perfect catcher, but I will say he is the best catcher in Major League Baseball. Like, hands down at position, he is the best at it.
Still got Saudi out there. I don't know.
I understand that you have, he's the backup catcher. I understand that, but you can't have 2 hits and 28 at bats. You can't have, his ERA when catching Nola is like 3 runs higher than when JT does it. Now, I don't know if that's a JT thing. But I'm one of those guys who I was an advocate for Rafael Marchand, and he's played in 9 games, and he's averaging a hit in his every 4th and a half game. That is not a good thing. We got to see what Mark can do with a decent sample size. We did. JT was hurt last year, and they stuck with Stubbs. What's that say about Marchand? I don't know. I don't think it's a good look. That's all I'm saying.
I think you got to look somewhere else for the future. Like, I don't know what else there is in the minors right now, but
I was trying to look at if there was anything out there, and I'm going to ask this. So this is going to be
Grandal is about the best thing out there.
Listen, Marchand is going to make the Phillies re-sign JT. If he doesn't bring his batting average up, he's going to force their hand, because you cannot go into next season with unless you make Otto Kemp or whatever his name is, the guy, a catcher. They're going to force the Phillies into signing JT.
Otto Kemp is the answer to everything nowadays, isn't it?
I mean, if your name's Otto, it kind of has to be, right?
Listen, if you take a look statistically, so if you're going to talk about, and I'm in agreement with Larry, 9 games is not a large sample size. You got to get, like, I was expecting Marchand to get at least a quarter of the season under him by now, and technically he does. We're 42 plus games in, and he's got 9 in. So yeah, he's at a quarter. I expected to see the plus side of the 25% and not the underside of it, and we're at the underside of it. I am the God, and this is if only they had a guy like Ohapi, and right, he's sitting in LA now and doing pretty damn well. So what do you pick Ohapi up again? I don't
think he's going to be available to go get again.
You can't go get him.
No, and like I said, he's the future in LA. Not that they have a future. But and this is the stuff Otto Kemp does for us, Eric. Otto Kemp is awesome. He's so good. He did Larry's taxes and he got a big return too. But his transition is, we're gonna hear Otto Kemp for the next year because we've been hearing about Painter for the last 5 years. You've been hearing about what's his name, Crawford for the last 2 years, and Aiden Miller. Where are these guys?
So he's got one passed ball. He's got one. He's got one pass ball.
Okay.
He's got one error, and he's thrown out 2 out of 8 base runners for a 20%.
Yeah, that's not bad. 20% pickoff rate. I mean, it's on the underside. You want to be around a third of your pickoffs are good. Man, that's not good. That is low.
It's not, and it sucks because the potential's there.
I think we've all said that. I don't think there's anyone that's against. I want to see him obviously succeed in the position, but you also have JT, who once again, and I will repeat it, is the best pitcher in all of baseball currently, and it's how do you replace that? So we're going to take a hit in that position no matter what. We're just going to lose institutional knowledge. We're going to lose all of that stuff. So I'm a little worried about Marchand, but I was worried about the team earlier in the season too. Are you guys still worried about the team in any aspect?
I mean, the bullpen still scares you, no matter what. That's the scariest part on this team. So,
Eric, what's the scariest part on the team for you?
It is the bullpen for me as well. I'm not thrilled with them. They just I cringe anymore when they come in. I really do. It's you don't know what you're going to get. Like I like the fact that Alvarado's been better. Like last year he was shaky. He's been better this year. But I kind of get the feeling, it's could he fall off and get back to what he was last year, where he was like pretty shaky. So I can't go against my fear of the bullpen. But I kind of, even though I want to see Marchand get a little more action, get a little more time behind the plate and everything, I do worry a little bit about JT's health sometimes because he's been playing a lot and he's beat up. And like it says down there, he physically he won't be able to be back there that much longer. Like that comment
but he
said.
could also be
so,
a Benito Santiago, where he's back there until he's 70 and still throwing
God,
guys
I love
out.
that guy.
And plus,
Santiago.
where are you going to put JT? Like right now, where are you going to put him? If you move him out there, are we okay with letting Schwarber go to make JT the DH? No. You either got to figure out and go find, and you're going to give up some of this young talent and a Painter or a Crawford or something like that to go get one of these younger catchers and that are doing well in the minors. And then you're taking a crapshoot. Are you going to get a guy that can actually replace JT? You're not going to.
Well,
Harper's not moving back to the outfield for JT to come play first. Like he doesn't hit anybody anywhere you would move him to.
He does. I think he out hits Marchand.
He's already got that spot.
Oh, all right, my bad. My bad.
Done. Check mark.
No.
All right, my
that
bad.
box is checked.
Fuzz, what's the worst part of the team for you currently that gives you agita and upset when you see? Is it the bullpen?
Probably Ruben Amaro.
I mute him. I'll tell you that right now. Whenever I mute him, as when I don't see Kruk, I mute him. I usually have JJ play-by-play on. He's just so bad to listen to, man.
Do you see that? How many fingers am I holding up?
It's 5, I say.
Plus
2.
7. Okay.
They're 7th best team in Major League Baseball. We are so living up to the meme of, oh my god, I can't fucking believe this. After one game, we're winning series, guys.
They are stringing together series wins. That is,
Right. We're not saying blow
We're not-
up the
That's
team.
important.
yeah. We're not saying blow up the team. I'm literally asking you, what are you unhappy with?
Ruben Amaro.
Okay, and listen, I'm
The bullpen.
I'm
the
with
bullpen-
Larry here on this one.
The bullpen's been good.
The bullpen had for the last 3-4 series has been consistent. They did cost us the let's see, when did the bullpen
Last night.
last
Trump-
night? I know they also cost us a
It was
couple
us-
of games.
But last night it wasn't like we were winning a game. It was a 2-2 game. Like if the Phillies would have lost, we'd been like, oh, the fucking bullpen blew it again. It's a 2-2 game.
Yeah, I think the big blow up we had was Alvarado against Arizona.
Right, and then you're talking about, and like I'll sit there and tell you a perfect example of, you want to sit there and say what bothers you, is when I'm listening to the announcers tell me how good Trey Turner's defense has been the last couple weeks. It really hasn't.
No, so I think that's what people need to clearly get over, right? When you're winning series, it's great, right? You have to, and that's what you're doing, right? Baseball is, if you win every series, you basically have 100-game season, which is amazing, which is phenomenal, right?
Ruben is worse as an announcer. I didn't have a problem with the GM.
I do. Oh, he destroyed our farm league. Absolutely.
But that's what your farm system is for.
He blew it the fuck up.
Is to make your team better.
Nah, he blew it up.
But go look at the players who were traded. What are they doing? Nothing.
What did he get back?
Well, let's see. He got Roy Oswald. He got Hunter Pence. He got Roy Halladay. He got Cliff Lee. Like, I don't have any issues with what he got Raul Ibanez. He tried to make the team better. We had a stretch of the 5 most running. No, JT's got to be a 2-year deal. 2-year.
I think Schwarber should be also a 4-year deal.
Schwarber should be 4.
Yeah. I think a 4-year $100 million on Schwarber is perfect.
Yeah, but going back to Tyler's thing, Ruben was way worse, in my opinion, as an announcer. I don't have a problem with the way he constructed teams. People want to sit there and bitch and complain. What would you have done if you can go back? What would you have done? There's one thing I would have done. 2 things. I would have not let Jason Worth go, and I would have kept Cliff Lee when I signed Roy Halladay. That's all. All the players that they traded for didn't do anything for him, and then they got it when they traded Cliff Lee. So it's like you have to play the double-edged sword. And you got to look at, in 2012 and from those years on, Phillies weren't a good franchise because their developmentals, their system didn't develop players. Is that Ruben Amaro's fault?
Yeah.
That he doesn't have the talent?
No. It's his fault because he blew up the team and he destroyed a core that could have gotten better fundamentally.
What core did he blow up?
Well, that's what I'm just saying, right? He blew out the farm. I don't know. That's a huge what if you're talking about. Whoa.
If you're gonna go and trade away.
Whoa. Hold on. Is it?
That's fine.
I hear you. 150 for 4 years?
No, it'll be 5.
Okay. There's no way he's getting. Okay. And I'm with Tyler. We got worse every year because I don't think we had a farm to rely on, right? And it took us a while to get there and all of that. I am not trying to say that we would have been anything. I'm not claiming that. I just don't like the way I just don't. Because of baseball takes so long to bring a guy up, it should be a major decision to move him out for anything. That's all I'm saying. And I feel like Amaro was just a little too loosey-goosey on it. It's okay that we disagree.
Here you go. The Phillies traded, when they traded for Hunter Pence, they traded Jared Cozart, Jonathan Singleton, Josh Zeed, and Domingo Santana. Anybody know those names? Because I sure as shit don't.
Hunter Pence
Look,
was
at the end of the
Amaro?
day, I don't.
I don't
Dude,
think Hunter
at the
Pence
end
was
of the
Amaro.
day, I don't. I honestly don't care. At the end of the day, what we got back, there was no World Series title from it. So what's the point?
Sure. That they
There's absolutely no
Right.
point. And this is
And if
why.
you're gonna,
This is why I nah, that's cool. This is why I said when you guys were, I think it was like going into the season, I typed in, it's like, are you guys really, do you really want to run it back with these same guys when every year in the playoffs they've gone out earlier and earlier? I'm having issues with the core group, and you have to change something somewhere. So you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. I think they're in a really funky spot right now. Like, there's a lot of questions that are going to be coming up when this season is over, no matter what they do with the time they have left in the season, whether they go all the way or they get bounced in the first round.
And I think my biggest issue with Ruben as a GM was he didn't do anything to replace that talent that he sent out. Like those were top prospects that he was letting go, and that's fine. You're doing that to build the team for now, but what are you doing with your scouting department? Are you paying attention to the international market? Are you paying attention to the amateur draft? Are you really going out there and making wise choices? Nobody else has come up from those picks either. So like that was my problem, was that while he's selling the farm, he wasn't doing anything to replenish it either. And as guys were getting towards the end of their time, where we could have still traded them for some value and some prospects, he wasn't doing it. He held on too long. Those were my two issues with him, is that he held on too long and he didn't do anything to try to replace it. And I think a lot of it comes down, as the GM, you're responsible for the what do you call it? It's the scouts and how good they are. That's ultimately what your job is lying on these scouts. And if you don't have the right ones in place and you're not willing to spend the money on them, Pittsburgh, you're not going to have good teams coming up. You're not going to have good players coming up through.
Yeah,
Sure.
I always try and like it that Amaro was handed a World Series team, and then he bet the entire farm to try to get back there, and the down. I did one of the worst deals I think I ever saw Amaro do. Was he Was he with the Von Hayes deal?
No, he was in the
No,
league.
that was well before Amaro's time.
No. Was
Amaro
he?
might have still been
I think he was
playing during
involved.
Von Hayes.
I think he was involved in the deal. Like, I think the trade. Wasn't Amaro a player in the trade?
No.
Because that's was that Wade or Gillick was Von Hayes? I think it was
Probably.
Wade. I'm almost certain that was Ed Wade.
Von Hayes was traded by the Cleveland Indians
Yeah.
to the Phillies in exchange for a package of 5 players that included Manny Trio,
Yep.
George Vukovic, Jerry Willard, Julio Franco, and Jay Baller.
Who just retired, by the way.
Yeah.
Julio Franco?
Yep. Yeah. So here's okay. I could have sworn
what?
like that was a terrible fucking deal. Huh? Terrible deal. I think there's no. What I'm trying to say is there's no litany of bad decisions from Phillies GMs, right? Like you can. I think you can almost trace how bad they are. Is what my point was with the Von Hayes thing, right? Like there's just so many terrible. But he was still handed a team that just won the World Series, right? Even if there's litany of bad decisions made before he becomes the GM, which is okay because there's a history, there's a 100-year history to the team and all that stuff. I think my question is, does anyone remember Ruben Amaro thought re-signing Ryan Howard to be the face of the team for like the next 6 or 7 years was a good idea?
Yes, because he earned that money.
Okay.
Albert
I hate that.
Pujols
I
got it.
hate that argument. I hate it so much.
It's not an argument.
It's
a
back
fact.
pay. It's back pay.
the way-
I
Doesn't
hate that.
matter.
But that's
I
the way
hate that.
baseball is.
But that's the way baseball
That's the way
is.
baseball
I know. I'm
across
not
the board.
arguing with you. I hate the back pay argument. We owed it to you anyway, and here's your deal.
He was the best first baseman in
I
the
know.
National League for that strength of time. You couldn't get him out, and then he tore his Achilles, and he couldn't
You
run
did not
anymore.
tear it, dude. It exploded on national TV in the last game.
So to go back a little bit on your Von Hayes connection to Ruben,
Yeah.
Ruben was traded to the Phillies from the Angels in 1991 for Von Hayes.
There we go.
So that's your connection.
There we go. I knew there was a. You got who for who?
But that was almost 10 years. It was 9 years after Von Hayes was traded for 5 players. After the Phillies sent him
I'm
there.
just saying
So
the
Von Hayes was at
Amaro's.
the end of his career. So trading
no,
him
sorry.
wasn't.
I'm just saying all bad transactions start with Ruben Amaro, whether he's a player or the GM. It was my point. I'm sorry.
I don't think he was a bad GM, but
I know.
that's my opinion.
I know you don't, and I think you're looking with rose-colored glasses and all that other stuff.
I'm looking at you. He did what he did to try to make. They set the Phillies record for most wins. They had a really long winning streak. They did this. They did that. They just forgot how to hit, and they forgot. Oh, they really forgot how to hit. How can you blame the GM? He gave them an all-star lineup, and they didn't hit. Like, that's the GM's fault?
Ooh, Mattingly as GM. Ooh.
What?
I would take it.
What has Mattingly done?
I don't know.
Who said Don Mattingly?
Kristen.
He's like a bench coach right now or something, isn't he?
Yeah. I think they're talking about him.
I could understand if he was
I
like
think he's also a
assistant
bench
GM or
coach.
something.
No, he's a bench coach with like he's doing like half operations, I think, right now too. So that might be where there is. I'm just, and Larry's got this point. The amount of talent on this team is what is. Yes, they are 7th in, but it's that streakiness, right? We're still experiencing streakiness. Is that what baseball is? Do people just need to get over the fact and realize that's all baseball is streakiness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baseball's a game of streaks.
That's all it is.
Okay.
That's all
All right.
baseball is.
I mean, because we can always end every baseball argument or conversation. Well, it's a streak, right? You can always say that.
Wait. I'm confused to Kristen's thing. Does she want Mattingly as a head coach, or does she want Mattingly?
I think a coach. I think she's
as a
talking
GM?
as coach. But Mattingly is also doing. Hold on, let me look it up here because I thought Don was
Mattingly's also 61 games under 500
as a coach.
as a coach at the MLB.
Yeah,
Like-
I absolutely think he's in operations right now.
No, he's a bench coach for the Blue Jays.
Okay. I could have sworn he was working there. Yep, you're right. He's bench coach only. Bench coach only.
He lost 98 games. He lost 105 games. He lost 95 games. He lost 93 games. Now, is a lot of that on the GM of the Marlins? Absolutely, but they have a good farm system. He should have had one good year there.
Again, if you don't have the right people in place going up, then you're not going to.
So
I
I
think
think
the right managers, the right scouts to develop
on.
these guys.
She's talking about Junior. Okay, I apologize, Kristen.
okay. Okay.
Because
Okay.
you were
All
about
right.
you were about to get yelled at.
Okay. Well, so you have to remember, even Junior is quite like his dad when it comes down to there's passion in him, there's arguing, there's all that stuff. So people are, and I know Larry's going to say this, Rob Zombie. Yeah, I thought so. I thought, okay, so maybe I was getting them confused. So Mattingly Jr. is in operations, right? So maybe I was getting them confused. I thought Mattingly himself was operations too.
No.
I didn't realize
no,
there was a second Mattingly.
No, I drew a brain fart. Mattingly works for the Phillies. His son. I thought she was. Preston Mattingly works for the Phillies. I thought she was talking about Don.
Right. That's where I thought
Preston-
it was going to. So
Right. That's
me
why. That's why, Kristen, you were about to get yelled at on Facebook. I apologize for not yelling, but yes, I could see
No,
Preston.
you apologize
stepping up.
because you did not yell.
Yes,
Mattingly is
You shouldn't
not
be
in the
apologizing at
Baseball
all.
Hall of Fame.
Don. No,
No, not yet. He's
I
going to
don't-
get in with Pete Rose.
I don't think.
Say-
I think he's ineligible now, right?
Segway.
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 Listen, this is all I'm going to say about the MLB Hall of Fame, and then I'm going to mute myself. The MLB Hall of Fame is and always will be a fucking joke.
I just can't believe
Agreed.
Don Mattingly is not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. So, segue. Baseball Hall of Fame. What do you guys think? Shoeless Joe Jackson can now get into the Baseball Hall of Fame. That's big news. And some other guy, Pate Rose? Pate Rose?
Hey, Rose.
Pedro.
Pete Rose is now Hall of Fame eligible. So officially, his
Well, we
lifetime
knew-
ban is over. How do
They
you
weren't
feel
going
about
to
it,
give
Eric?
him.
Well, I've always said from the start, number one, I can't stand the voting committee for the Baseball Hall of Fame. I know Chris absolutely detests them. Pete Rose, on baseball alone, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And that's what the Hall of Fame is about. What you do on the field, what you've done, for the game on the field while you were playing. Now, I understand the betting thing and all that. He was a terrible person in general. But I do feel like he was a Hall of Famer for his playing. I think he should be in there. I really do. I feel that way. And I know a lot of people don't, and that's their opinion. That's their right to feel that way. But I feel Pete Rose is a Hall of Famer and should be in.
Shoeless Joe Jackson, because Kristen asked, what did he do? That he was the Black Sox scandal in the 20s. That was the
8 of
gambling.
them, 8 players. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the gambling.
8 players.
In the
1918.
through the World
Right,
World
something like that.
Series, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
If you watch the movie 8 Men Out, Kristen,
Great movie.
great movie that it's entertaining, so it does take some liberties. But overall, it does a pretty good job of explaining what happened and shows you why the argument is there for both Shoeless, Cicada, and Buck Weaver, and why Buck.
I'll be right back, guys.
Wait,
Yeah.
John Cicada, the singer?
No, Eddie Cicada is his name.
I'm kind of with
Or
the
Sagan.
whole. He was
Or
not.
Sagan.
So Pete Rose is was not a good human being to me.
Agreed.
And I'm not saying that because I knew him personally. I'm saying that as the way he presented himself, the way he presented himself to baseball, to the world, to everything. He was a very flawed person. Now the Baseball Hall of Fame
It's full of them.
is full of those types of people.
Yeah.
Full. The problem was Pete was very blatant about it. He was extremely vocal about not being apologetic. And that's what ultimately got him to not. I think they would have considered removing the ban in his lifetime had he approached the situation not indignantly, like he felt that he was somehow wronged for, like he was like almost like he was exonerated or something. Allowing you back in isn't because you were exonerated. It was just because it was time, and he felt like he should have been exonerated. And dude, you shouldn't be exonerated. You were guilty of a lot of bad things. Like it's almost, and I don't care if he gets in or not at this point, but I don't think he should have been honored while alive. That's for sure. Chris, did I miss that one? Do you feel like he should be in just because it's baseball and that's what we're only okay? Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time separating how he acted towards baseball while trying to be honored by baseball and entitled. I think Larry, that's the word I'm looking for. Entitled, and he acted that way, and that was I think my big problem with him. That's all.
All right, and the MLB writers, they act entitled because they act like God. Fuck the MLB writers and fuck the MLB Hall of Fame.
I think you have two separate arguments here, though. Like, I think those are two very separate arguments.
So, Ty Cobb is considered one of the worst people of his
Human
playing
beings
time.
ever.
Worst human beings ever.
Ever.
He got in the Hall in 1936, died in 1961. So it's just baseball had it out for Pete. I think you're right that he put it in their faces, but so did Ty Cobb. Like, he was just a jerk all the time. Like,
I don't know.
there was something.
I think he was a jerk, and I don't know. Like, I didn't get to see the Ty Cobb. I just watched documentary and baseball and Ken Burns shit about him.
So here's how the MLB Hall of Fame and the writers are screwed up.
Go ahead.
Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heart. Tell me
Don't
why
do that again.
Hank Aaron wasn't unanimous and why Ken Griffey Jr. wasn't unanimous. And I want to see your math. But Mariano Rivera was? The fuck out of here. Get out of here. They should all be stripped of their duties as who belongs in the Hall of Fame. None a 5'4", 245-pound writer should not decide whether a guy who can hit a 99-mile-an-hour fastball into McCovey Cove should be in the Hall of Fame.
That's my umpire argument.
Because he was mean. Fuck
That's
you,
my
dude.
That's my
Fuck
umpire
you.
argument.
Fuck.
That's it.
Fuck, go to hell. Like,
That's
you
my
were,
yeah.
That writer is the guy who bunted wiffle ball.
JV, where are you sticking with this? Like, I feel like you're actually a person of reason where you split. Like, I'm looking at it from a moral standpoint. Chris
Not
is
when it
looking
comes
at
to
it
Hall
from
of
a sports standpoint.
I think
Split
this
the
might be
difference
my
for
favorite.
us.
I couldn't care less about what you do. Like, I separate TV, like those kind of celebrities from their personal life.
Yeah.
Do I enjoy your art? Do I enjoy watching you play baseball? Were you one of the best baseball players ever? If the answer is yes, then you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't care what you do off the diamond. You know, I know there's controversy out there about Michael Jackson. Love his music. I think he's a great artist. Human being, not so much.
I'm not asking to
But-
babysit my kids.
Right. I'm just asking you to entertain me. I'm asking you to go out and hit a baseball, Pete Rose. That's all I needed. And he did it better than almost anybody in history. So he should have definitely have gotten in.
So, again, let's.
So are we, drunk Phil's fan. So are we.
Yeah, let's announce this one. Myself and JV. Chris cannot make it, unfortunately. He's got baseball with the boy, but we will be on Drunk Phil's Fans this Thursday, 7:00. Correct?
Yeah, I will be. I will be in the FOP. I will have my AirPods in. I will be listening to you guys more than I will be listening to the nonsense. That is what I'll be at.
Yeah. So, and this is where I'm going to. Being a jerk doesn't matter. I think if he was being a jerk, that wasn't the problem. The problem was he basically did something on a team that got it almost corrupted baseball and it bankrupted baseball in the 1920s.
He was a jerk because they told him to stop, and he was like, "Okay," and he's like, "I'm gonna need 100 on the money line on the Reds." That's what it was. Like, he was told to stop.
I love this. It's a good take, Tyler. It's a good take, Tyler. Tyler says it's the baseball Hall of Fame, not the human Hall of Fame. That's a good take.
It's a good take. It's the truth.
But I think
And-
baseball at the time of the ban that they gave it to him, the lifetime ban, was to, hey, we made a rule in the 20s that if this ever happened ever again, we would act on it, right?
The 20s.
Yeah, I hear you, right?
Right.
But there was
And
definitely
then
there's definitely a precedent that was set.
My biggest issue is that I feel like the league has been very hypocritical. You're so anti-gambling and what it can do to the sport, but then you go and sign these big deals with DraftKings, Bet365, whatever. Let all the teams have ESPN Bet, and you're literally advertising it in the middle of a game, and I hear it all the time around all these kids around baseball, flag football, soccer that I'm around. They're talking about parlays and money lines and all this stuff, and they're
Absolutely.
16 years old.
Yep.
That's
High school.
not
My
Pete's
high-
fault. What
No,
Pete
my high school
did
students, yeah.
had nothing to do with that. That's all you professional sports. I'm talking about all of them, not just baseball. It's all of them. You're the reason people are gambling now, more so than ever before, making it. And so they had to eventually allow Pete in. I think they made it wait until he made it so he had to wait until he died because of his personality. And then they're like, okay, now we can admit that gambling's okay. It's not really the problem. It was Pete's personality that was the problem. That should not be the reason you get kept out of the Hall of Fame. Your personality should not keep you out of there. It's ridiculous.
Listen, he also didn't have any remorse about
He didn't give a shit.
hold on.
Baseball doesn't, and none of them have remorse now about what they're doing with these kids.
No. Well, I'm gonna transition. There were issues with him having allegations with minors, sexual relationships with minors, things like that. And I get it. It's the '70s. It was the '80s, and I'm not. That's not my explicit condoning of it. It's my acknowledgement that the system did not go after that. Right. That's my acknowledge. Right. When I say it's a different time, I don't mean it was it's acceptable to do that. My point is the system said it was acceptable they overlooked it. Anthony Kiedis admitted to having sexual assault against minors in the 90s with fans and stuff.
So
With the Red Hot Chili Pepper. My point is society failed at that point. Him not acknowledging it, and kind of like, it was the 80s. No. What you should have said was, I was wrong in the 80s. It was allowed. It was permitted. It was permissible in the 80s. It should have never been okay. But society condoned that type of behavior, and unfortunately, I was a part of that.
So if they would have put him in, would they have taken him out for his stuff?
For the what then when that finally came out, the SA stuff, like so right. I think
Possible.
that's why I think he was so polarizing, Eric. Right? That they waited, and I think JV nailed it.
We all said it. The minute he was dead, he was going in.
Yeah.
He was so old school though. He had that mentality, like, okay, yeah, like kind of like, do you think I'm the only one that does this? I just got caught. I don't care. That was his whole thing. Like, he was just so old school. I mean, for God's sake, Ty Cobb, he killed a person, and he's in the Hall of Fame. Like, he murdered someone. He ended a life, and the man is in the Hall of Fame. So I mean, but that's where the hypocrisy of the whole Hall of Fame comes in.
Listen,
It really does.
at the end of the day, if Pete Rose would have an interpreter, all would be well.
Yeah.
Showy reference. Ooh,
All right.
showy.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right. So
That's a good one.
I think we've hit all of our topics. Now let's move on to something a little more lighthearted. What do you say we try to stump the fuzz?
Oh wait. Oh, son of a! Didn't even have
Sorry.
it queued up.
My bad.
Oh my god! And I normally do. Hold on.
Rewind it.
I probably got some
Rewind.
terrible questions. So when we go to Dummy of the Week, you can point at me. It's fine.
I have to find his ugly. I always look by his ugly face. That's how I know it's the right video.
He does that too, but then he realizes it's just a mirror.
Oh,
Oh, that's a good one too.
Didn't fucking realize I was working with GQ.
Speaking of which, did you guys? Where were you when you heard about the
9/11?
Eagles home? Oh, ooh,
Wow,
ooh,
that went dark.
God. When you guys found out the Eagles home opener is against Dallas.
I think
I was at work. I was at work.
It's gonna work.
And
Yeah.
listen, I'm telling you, it's going to be Dallas week from May 14th until till September 4th.
Yeah, one of my students was in class. He was like, "Yo, Dallas." I'm like, "Shut up." And he was like, "Yo, I'm like, this city will be on fire 6 weeks prior."
I just love it. I love it. That's the biggest troll job by the NFL.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
If that doesn't tell you they hate Jerry Jones, that I don't know what else does. Oh yeah, let's start you off against the defending champions who happen to be the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, and by the way, Jerry, you get to watch what it's like to raise a banner. There you go. How about that? 'Cause I'm pretty sure by now he forgot.
It's the banner that he did forget because he has dementia, not because it was so long ago. Hall of Fame Club presents Stump the Fuzz.
All right, so there was a long streak of the Phils selling out Citizens Bank Park. It was a well-known streak. They talked about it a lot. However, it wasn't entirely true. There's one seat that is intentionally left unoccupied in the stadium. Do you know the name of this seat and why it is left unoccupied?
Wait, say that again?
There's one seat in the stadium that is intentionally left unoccupied for every game. And do you know the name of it? And do you know the reason that is left unoccupied?
I know the reason for it. I don't know the name, and I don't know. Did you say the seat number?
I did not. I did not ask for that. I didn't give it to you. So if you know it, great.
It's for active members of the military who lose the handicap stall. It's for active members who've lost their life in military. It's like a tribute to the loved ones. I don't know where the seat's at.
So it's located in section 137. It pays tribute to every mother who lost a son or daughter during active service and is dedicated to the memory of their loved ones. Yeah. The name of it is the American Gold Star Mother's Chair of Honor.
I did hear Gold Star. I didn't
Gold
know
Star chair. That's what they call it. The Gold Star. It's the different color, isn't it?
It's white. Yeah.
White. Yeah. Yeah, it's white. I passed it in left field one time. I had no idea that it was back there. So it's like to the left of Harry the K's, right?
They should
have
just
if you're standing at the plate, yeah.
And be like, listen, this is standing room only. This is what you get now.
No. So I randomly bumped into that JV. I was like, oh, I know that one.
I forget.
It was one of those ones that when I was going through looking for the facts, I'm like, oh yeah,
I forgot all about that. That's awesome. Yeah. Eric, did you know that? Did you ever see the white chair? I've never seen it was originally for Whitey. I thought that's who it was for. I thought it was for. That's. I was like, oh, it's cool. They made a chair for Whitey, and then Usher kind of let. They're like, no, it's like a Veterans Gold Star seat or something. I was like, oh,
yeah, I didn't know that. I knew it was.
Yeah, never knew it.
I knew it was for active I knew it was for people who died in the military.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was all for mothers who lost someone.
Yeah,
it's kind of sucky because like every time I hear Gold Star Award, I'm like, oh, you did great. No, you get it for dying. Like,
right.
like every time I was in school, it was Gold Star. I was like, oh, I got a Gold Star. I was like, no, you don't want to be a Gold Star winner.
Not in the Army, not in the military.
Yeah, when you grow up.
Here, you won the Purple Heart.
Yeah. Oh, congratulations. Oh, no.
Oh, God. Oh, it's going to be
all right. So you won
some gold, but you lost an arm.
We talked about the pitchers that have given up the most home runs at Citizens Bank. Who is the visiting hitter with the most home runs at Citizens Bank going into this season? So 2025 does not count. Anybody that has hit a home run this year.
So say it again, because I
What visiting player
yep.
has the most home runs at Citizens Bank?
Were they just here?
No.
Okay. At one point, I would have said it was Harper.
He's active.
I didn't say that.
No, that's why I said, was he just here? Because
That answer is no. He was not just here.
yeah, I mean, okay, the most against is it? Do you have this one, Eric?
No, I have no idea.
So
I mean, it has to be someone on the Braves, someone we play, someone in our division, right?
That statement is correct.
Okay.
The division is correct.
Okay. I hope it's not the Mets, because that
So
would
there's
really
only one player I can think of, but he doesn't play for that team anymore.
Okay.
And he changed his name.
No,
No, it's not Michael. It's not Michael.
it is not Stanton.
No, it's not, because
Because like he was hitting bombs in 2016, 2017, 2018.
yeah, but I don't think that was enough. I'm trying to find a guy who had, in order to do that, in order to, like, remember home. All right, so break it down statistically, Chris. I'll help you out here. I don't know the answer, but I want to get this. I want to break this down. So statistically speaking, you have to have a lot of games. You have to have had longevity on the team or within the division, like cross division. So that how good is someone that had either that they stayed with a team, or that they got traded to a division rival, or they free agency to it. So that's a rare thing too. So against the Phillies,
Give me a second.
yeah,
It's not Max Kepler.
no, I'm saying it's someone who has been out of the game probably for like the last at least 5 years.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so who used to destroy us in the division, Fuzzy? Just always punched our ticket. This is good. And this is what I was going to go with. And we got some guesses coming in, so I was going to go with them. I'm glad you're not. This is the one I was going to go with. I was going to say Freddie Freeman.
It is not
But
Freddie.
he's not. He's still in the league. So I that was my initial gut reaction.
Nah, it's not Larry, because I don't think Larry played that many years after Citizens Bank Park. And all right, here
This is a good question.
it is. Is it a Met?
Yes.
Is it the third baseman for the Mets?
Yes.
Yeah. Good one.
I couldn't figure out if it was, because I was looking at Ugla, because Ugla played for the Braves and the Marlins. And then I looked
Dan
at
Ugla?
Yeah.
Dan Ugla is not correct, though.
No, it's
No.
not Dan Ugly. It's
No, he
David
wasn't
Wright.
like, but he
It's
wasn't
David
like
Wright.
Dan Ugla was
David
like
Wright.
maybe a 15-a-year homer guy, wasn't he? He wasn't like a.
But he played so.
Oh,
many
you're
games
saying
against-
okay, so you were going for quantity, not quality.
Right, he
Okay,
played so
all right.
many
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
So it's David Wright.
Right. Yeah.
It
it's-
is.
Okay.
Oh man, that's
It's a
such
good
a
question.
good question. Great question. See, JV, there you go, and we
That's-
worked through it.
That's a question. Not
All right,
what was
now-
fucking Trey Turner's major in fucking high school.
Believe it or not, there is only one stadium where a active Philly or any Philly is the visiting home run leader.
Oh, this was on the game the other day.
Oh well, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
but-
this was a fact on the game the other day, so I know this.
Okay.
So I
So
won't.
can you name the player and or the stadium
So he's an active home run leader.
at a stadium? Yeah. As a visitor. So away from Citizens Bank.
This was a good one, and I got it the other day on the game. Larry did get it with right. He did. I'm sorry, Larry. I missed that one. He did say right. It wasn't, yeah, Larry.
And for the record, your boy Dan Ugla, at the beginning of his career from 2006,
Yeah.
he had 27, 31, 32, 31, 33, 36, and then dropped off in 2012 to 19, 22, 2, 2, 0, 2.
I didn't
Ugly.
know
Wasn't
he was.
that-
I didn't know
wasn't
he.
that
I didn't
the
know. I didn't. Yeah, Jesus Christ! I didn't know he was up in the 20s and 30s. That
He
early.
started
in
third
his
baseman
career.
for the Marlins, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was on the World
Yeah.
Series team, right?
yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
On the, he was on their World Series team.
Damn
That's
ugly.
and they sold everyone off. Remember the year after they completely pieced out the team.
Yeah, it was Jim Leyland's year.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he said,
Who else was on that?
after
Who
he
was out
won
on
with
that?
Detroit, if they sell this team, I'm done.
Oh right. Oh my God. Well, who was? So remember that? I'm trying to go back to that. Who was the outfielder for them that they pieced off that entire team? Kemp on that team?
Conine?
Conine. Jeff
Jeff
Conine.
Conine, Gary Sheffield.
Sheffield. Oh my God, that was a destroyer of team. If they could have rolled that out, if they would have rolled it back the year after, they would have had a dynasty. I think.
I think that was the year
Probably.
too with El Duque. Was there, right?
Duque.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
And Levon
Duque.
Hernandez.
Where did
Like,
where
they
did
were
Conine go
deadly.
after that? Did he go to the Yankees after that?
I'm just gonna say Ryan Howard. I'm gonna go on seriously, Larry.
Nah. All right. You give up? It is
All right,
one.
Hold on. Give me the stadium.
Yeah, narrow it down. Now, yeah, I was
Okay,
gonna
so the
give him.
stadium they're leader in is Truist Park for the Atlanta Braves.
This should narrow it down.
It's got to be. It has to be Bryce
It is Bryce.
Bryce Harper.
because he's played on the Washington.
It is Bryce.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Bryce, but I'm like, that's
I
that's
think he
too
had
much.
50. I think it was 50-50 split at one point between. I think he got his 100th there, and it was maybe it was 50 as a national, 50 as a Philly.
He has 15 total home runs at Truist Park.
Yeah, no, there was a
And then-
50-50 stat. Oh, 50,
and-
it was 50 at National Park.
So I could have it's a good question because it really could have went two different ways. Because you could have went Kyle Schwarber, because Kyle Schwarber was on the Nationals for a couple of years.
Oh, Fuzzy, I got a question for you. How do microphones work? Because we don't hear you. Oh, okay.
Shut up.
I'm sure there was a question in there. How about you try it again?
I said a good guess would have been Schwarber because he played for the Nationals too.
All right, and here's just
Wait. Schwarber?
Schwarber
Wasn't
was
he
in the
in-
he
Nationals.
wasn't with the Nats when Truist Park. I think it was still
Right.
under the old stadium.
Correct.
Whatever it was right before Truist.
Yeah, I don't think
Because there was
Truist
that time where Atlanta went through like 4 stadiums in 8 years.
Yeah, I want to say that. I was going to say Truist is newer for Schwarber. Remember, he's 32, dude.
Anyway, here's one that I thought was actually kind of interesting. Guaranteed rate field, which is where the White Sox play.
Yeah.
The visitor with the most home runs is Miguel Cabrera, with 25. But he's actually hit 26 home runs in that stadium. You're ready for the crazy how he got numbers 20? He got 1 home run. It was when he
Non-counted home
was
run?
considered a home team, even though he never played for the White Sox. He has 1 home run in guaranteed rate field as the home team. When on September 14th, 2004, the Marlins hosted the Expos in a game that was moved from Miami to Chicago because of Hurricane Ivan. And he went yard. Miggy
Look at
went yard
you.
as a Marlin as the home team in that stadium.
There was another stat the other night with someone who has a home run against every single MLB team except for their own, the Guardians. who went yard the other day.
And he plays for the Guardians, and his hit home run against everybody else.
Except the Guardians.
He's hit a
It'd
home
have to be
run.
Santana. He's the only one I can think that's been around long enough to pull that off.
Santana. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a very cool stat. I loved it.
Yeah.
I love, like, don't get me wrong, we were the last team for him to go against to get a home run, and he got it against us, and that, that sucks. But I still love the stat for him.
Yeah.
Let's wrap up the show with closing out the end of the Cardinal series. We got a doubleheader tomorrow. And then we are moving on to our 10-game win streak. So let's close out with the 10-game win streak that's on the horizon. We got Pittsburgh for 3, Colorado for 4, and the Athletics for 3. Before we take on the gauntlet, which will include Atlanta, Milwaukee, the Blue Jays, and then we get an easy one against Pittsburgh again. So what do you guys think about this schedule?
The only one that I think could break up that 10-game win streak is, I think you might go 2 out of 3 to Oakland. And I don't know if Skeens is scheduled to pitch against the Phillies.
He is.
But that
he
could
is
be
on the Sun. He's on the Sunday game.
Okay.
Wheeler Skeens matchup.
Those are 2 games that could potentially.
Sorry, Sanchez. I'm sorry, Sanchez is getting the mound. Sanchez Skeens. Wheeler's the day before. I apologize. And that's if the rotation goes, which it should. There's nothing.
Did anyone see Oswaldo Cabrera's ankle in the Yankees game?
Did it happen today?
Sounding like I don't want to.
Did it just happen?
It happened yesterday. I just sent you the group chat.
Oh no!
Go look at it.
I hate looking at those kinds of injuries.
No.
I'm good on it.
He didn't. I mean, it's not like his leg didn't. It's not like his leg broke or anything.
So, here we go. Danny. By the way, Dan over at the Quit Chasing podcast. You can catch it on their channel. We rehost it on the Broken Bell Network. If you like Phillies sports talk and everything after that, and just shooting the shit with some really good people, their podcast is great. They say some of the wildest things if you don't catch it. But the A's, he's right. The A's are spunky. So they are fighting just because it's like kind of like a major leagues, type situation with F the owner. Kristen has a good point. We're playing 2 doubleheaders against the A's. So it's going to be a 4-game series, but we have a doubleheader in there, which is like a weird situation. And Larry is
that way.
What's
That's
that?
weird. The schedule just has it listed as 3 games. 23rd, 24th, 25 against the A's.
Yeah, I thought we had a double header against the I thought we had 2 double headers coming up. One against Colorado. No, Colorado's listed as individual. Why is that 2 8:40 games? Man, the West Coast throws me off so bad. But I'll stick with it, boys. I'll do it for the it's that 10:05 A's game.
So did we so we probably got about we need to go 7-3. Like they said, the schedule gets starting to get tough. So
well, it does because once we come up to the All-Star break, and I know you're like the All-Star break, you're talking about July. We literally hit a very, very difficult schedule. I am talking about you've got the Mets, Houston, Atlanta, San Diego, Cincinnati, San Fran, then back to San Diego. That is a wild. We're playing all of the top 5 teams in baseball 6 series in a row currently. Now, obviously that changes, but that is a real straight gauntlet for June heading into July. So
at least you come out of it and play the Angels.
Do we play the Angels at the end of July?
Right out of the break.
Out of the break, right? We go to San Diego. We go into the break. and then we
And then you're
but
home against-
okay, so
then we're
let me
home
give you
against
the
the Angels.
reminder about that, right? We felt the same way going up against Oakland before the All-Star break last year, and didn't they sweep us?
Yeah.
Yeah, like so now like I don't want to I want to give respect to the teams that are taking up a lot of oxygen in the top 5, but I don't also want to go into those trap series where that's why I was kind of joking. We're on a 10-game win streak. Any real serious Phils fan knows this is not a given 10-game win streak. The Pittsburgh you still got I like who's that the guy is it Heaney for Pittsburgh? No.
The other
Who's
pitcher?
their pitcher?
Come on.
Who's that kid? There's the guy behind Skeens because Skeens is taking up all the conversation. There's another guy right now that is looking really good and I know they're going to ruin it. I know they're going to ruin it in Pittsburgh.
You got
They
Mitch
haven't-
Keller and Bailey Falter. Andrew Heaney.
Andrew
I know who
Heaney.
you're talking about. But he's not going to be anything more than a 4,
But
3-4, because you got Keller and Falter. You are your other 2.
you're talking about money. You're talking about like size of contracts. That's the difference,
Probably.
not stats. So
Yeah.
I get, but I think he's young too, isn't he?
No, he's born in 91.
Is he
So
30? He's in his 30s.
Yeah.
Holy shit! God, oh, he's young to me. What's your thought on the Cards and the loss the other night, guys? Because we'll close out with this current series, and you're going to the game tomorrow. So, what are your expectations?
It was a good game. It was just a baseball game. That, God forbid, a game breaks out. I mean, it wasn't like anybody was particularly bad or anything horrendous was happening. It just happens. That's the way baseball is supposed to get played. You know, one team's going to come out on top, and the other one's going to make a couple extra plays that the other one doesn't. You know,
Eric, do we take both of them tomorrow?
Yeah, I think they do. I really do. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I think they take the doubleheader.
Luzardo and Nola get the job done.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I think so.
Nice. I like the sound of it. I'm not going to argue with you. I don't want to argue with you.
We want them to go 162-0.
A 162-0. That's the only way it can be for me. And then Fuzz. Give us over under on by the time you're DK'd tomorrow. Over under. Do you make it to first pitch?
I'll be fine.
Okay.
I mean, for the record, I'm driving him down, so he doesn't have to worry about driving.
I still
If he
have to
doesn't-
be. I still have to be a respectable human being around these people that I don't know or like.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, right. You have to be around. Like you don't want to be the guy who's
Don't
like.
break character.
I won't break character.
And I'm in agreement with Larry. Cards the Cardinals are, no one's ever going to say how amazing their bats are. I was looking at them coming into this series and how they have done. The last
They're coming on.
20
They're
or
up and
so
coming
games,
offense.
yeah, the last 20 or so games, they haven't really broken any double digits, right? In terms of scoring. So it's not like they're monsters. Early on in the season, everyone was scoring almost double digits. Like I think at some point.
Except for
But-
the Rockies.
Yeah. Oh Jesus, that's so bad. By the way, Eric, you have a tryout with the Rockies tomorrow, don't you?
Absolutely.
That's cool. Good for you. Good luck.
Yeah, man. It's going to be taken up with the Rocky Mountains. They'll be cold, they'll be blue, and I'll be throwing silver bullets.
Can you imagine you're the Rockies and you're a Rockies fan? Imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do at some point that says, move the team? Like that they should move the team.
That
Hi.
wow, that would
Pirates fan.
suck.
Now you
We're
say
always
no. Okay, there's a difference there with JV. You say it, you don't really mean it. You would be
Oh, no,
heartbroken
I
if
don't think they should move the team. I think they should sell the damn team.
Yeah, yeah. This is
Same with
exactly
same with the
This is
Rockies.
exactly what Rockies fans are
Chris
doing
is
right
officially bored.
now.
Yeah.
No. This is what he's representing Rockies fan. I knew what he was doing. This is the stage they're in right now as their fandom. I said it are they the worst team ever?
Ooh.
Like we
You have
saw
last
last
year's
year
White
and we
Sox.
watched the Sox, right? So
They're pretty friggin' bad. They are pretty bad.
let's extrapolate. Let's do this, guys. Let's do the extrapolation
Move-
game in this show. Let's go to their current.
Move to Colorado and play for the Rockies. I mean, the weeds got to be good, right? They've had
They're
they've
the
had the most
experts.
practice
They have
out of
weed
it.
out there? Yeah, they do, don't they?
That's
the first state. Yeah.
that's why the fans don't care because they're either high or drunk.
All right, 7-34 is where we're at. So we're gonna do our little extrapolation game, play some math. First of all, does anyone here think that as of May 13th, chat included, everyone tuning along, chat included, please, everyone's gonna get an answer. Does anyone think here that they will now, at the end of the season, have more wins than they have current losses? So right now they have 34 losses. Will they have 34 wins by the end of the season?
No.
Nah, I don't think so.
They'll probably win 28 games.
Yeah. I was going to say 28, 30 games.
So you guys are going as possibly the worst team of all time.
Yeah, I am at least.
Okay.
They're pretty-
I need you guys
They're
to know
pretty
how-
fucking bad.
I know you need to understand what you guys are claiming. 30 wins. That is so far under the worst team of baseball of all time.
Well, let's do the math real quick.
No, we won't. We don't know. Let's
40
do the science of a
listen.
microphone.
41 times 4 is 164. There's 162 games, so you take away those 2 games. You do that 7 times 4 because you broke it down. That's 28 wins and 134 losses.
That's extrapolation game, and so that's if you go and copy and paste the next 3.2 months, right? So they're on
gonna
pace
give
for like
them-
35 wins. I think that's what the calculation. It is possible. I just don't think. I do think they're going to be over 30 wins, guys. I think what you're claiming is. I think what you're claiming is crazy. They are bad. I don't think they're 30 wins bad. That's.
They have 7 fucking wins. What do you mean they're not that bad?
I don't think. Okay.
Apologies.
Yeah. You blew everyone's eardrums out at home.
You got to I feel like
You
I
don't
have
have
to
to
wipe my
put the
face
mic
off
right
because
up to
he
your
spit.
mouth and chew on it.
Right. You don't.
Pretty
you
sure
don't
he
have to do any of
spits
those. You don't
right
have to.
through the microphones.
You don't have to do any of that. You don't have to be you.
They are bad though.
Oh no, terrible.
They're fucking like I don't even know. You know how hard it is to be that bad.
That's what I'm saying. So what I asked you is a crazy question, and you guys literally said they're going to be worse than what they're being expected. I don't
Because
think
they suck. It's that simple. They suck.
Is this the fastest
There's a
a
first
manager
for
has ever
everything.
gotten fired?
There's a first for everything.
I think so.
I think so too. I think they set a league record. For
Well, no,
the
didn't Steinbrenner fire what's his face like before the season even started, and then hired him like 2
4.
days later?
yeah, that I don't. That's
Who's that? Billy Davis.
Davis. Yeah,
Billy Martin.
Martin.
Billy
Billy
Martin.
Billy Martin.
It was like the day before, fired him, hired him again right before spring training.
Like 2
started.
days later. Yeah.
All right, let me do this math. I'm sorry.
They
I'm
had the
just running
greatest love-hate relationship.
There was no love at all. It was all hate.
That's pretty fucking funny, Cat Kristen.
this. Oh wow.
Now, see, now I could see them winning 35 games if you put him as... No.
Hold on, here you go. And then here's Tyler.
I got a negative 129 run diff. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
We're fucking.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
We're doing calculus at 10:30 at night on a fucking Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm about to like get out of here because I gotta be up like super freaking early.
Yeah. So here you go, 28 and 134. That would be 13 games under the White Sox 41 and 121 record.
They're gonna break the record.
They just, but you have to remember that run diff that you're talking about. It's the second worst run differential not since StatCast, since the 1900, the year 1900. 125 years ago, this is the worst run diff in any 40 game start.
Yeah, man.
Okay, maybe you guys are right, and I'm just shocked by a 28 win season. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
I think
At what point do you got to look
it
at the
could
various
happen.
owners and say, this is on us?
When do you sell? When do you sell? And who do you sell
I don't
to?
know.
And if you
I
can't,
need to see the financials because, again, being a Pirates fan, you look at the financials of it. The Pirates make $8 million a year.
oh yeah,
Why?
they're in the green.
Why would you sell?
They're not a red,
Right.
and that's
If
fake.
you're the
That
owners-
8 million is fake, by the way. That's they're still trying to show an operational loss. That means they're making even more than that.
Yeah. If you're the Colorado Rockies, how much money is the owner making every year, and is it worth it to keep the team? You know?
Just to follow up on that, Tyler, if you think what we were just doing is calculus, I don't know how you got out of high school. Just simple fractional work, bud. I'm gonna throw it out there. Love you.
I was with you, Ty. I had no idea what we were doing.
Pretty soon both fans will stop showing up. Yeah, like in major leagues with the two guys out and doing the out of sync wave.
But that's the
Too
thing,
high.
they won't.
high.
Because they're going to go to show up to the Paul Skeene games. They're going to show up when Bryce Harper shows up. And you got all the visitors come in like, hey, here's a great chance to go to Pittsburgh. I'm going to watch the Yankees demolish the team. I'm going to watch, or the people that live
What's
in those
around
towns.
Colorado, though?
Right.
That's my point. What's around Colorado that
Jail.
you can do the same draw? Like you still have the Philadelphia metropolitan area to draw out to Pittsburgh.
But if you're an outdoorsy person and you're a fan of X team, you're going to go. If a big name is coming in there to play a game, if somebody's putting on, a Paul Skeens, even the Rocky fans are going to be like, you know what, Paul Skeens right now is supposed to be, he's like the future of baseball. I'm going to go check him out. I'm going to go see him. I'm going to go see Mike Trout play. I'm going to go see Shohei. When the Dodgers come to town, that's got to put them in the black right there. Every time the Dodgers come into town.
There's an airport, so that's all that Irie says. If people can get in to catch a game, they will do it. So I agree with that. As long, there's a way to get in and a way to get out to get the game. Maybe we should go see a Colorado game, guys.
I'm in.
Sure.
All right.
I'm in.
Maybe. Very nice. All right, take us out.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us here on the Hall of Fame Club podcast. Again, join us tomorrow night for the Philly podcast here on the Broken Bell Network. Don't forget, Keith and I will be joining Drunk Phil's fans, DPF. Is it DPF on tap?
Yep.
On Thursday night at 7:00. So come and see us there. Watch us make complete idiots of ourselves, and they want to destroy their fan base. I don't know why they hate their fans by bringing us on, but they are.
I have a feeling this is going to be a 2-hour roast session of me.
Probably. That's the goal. You make it easy. But anyway, thanks again, everybody, for joining us on the Broken Bell Network. Don't forget to check out the rest of our shows on YouTube, Facebook, all the socials. Check us all out. We got a lot of new good things coming along, too. So, all right. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.